This is The World Today on CGTN. I'm Xiacheng in Beijing. Our top story, Chinese authorities are briefing the media on Jiangsu Province's new frontier, focusing on prosperous, beautiful, and culturally advanced modernization. Kunlin is there with more information from the government, and let's go live to the scene.
女士们、先生们，上午好！欢迎大家出席国务院新闻办新闻发布会。今天我们举行推动高质量发展系列主题新闻发布会的第5场。今天的主题是奋力谱写强富美高新江苏
Jiangsu's new frontier, prosperous, beautiful, and culturally advanced modernization. We are joined by Mr. Kunlin, Deputy Secretary of the CPC Jiangsu Provincial Committee and Governor of Jiangsu Province. He will give you a briefing and answer your questions later. We also have with us today Mr. Ma Xin, member of the Standing Committee of the CPC Jiangsu Provincial Committee and Executive Deputy Governor of Jiangsu Province, Mr. Hu Guangjie and Mr. Fang Wei, Deputy Governor of Jiangsu Province. Now I'd like to give the floor to Governor Xu. Ladies and gentlemen, friends from the media, good morning. It's a great pleasure to meet you here and answer your questions. First of all, on behalf of the Jiangsu Provincial Party Committee and the provincial government, I would like to express my heartfelt appreciation to all of you for your long-term care and support for Jiangsu. On March the 5th, General Secretary Xi Jinping once again took part in the deliberation of the Jiangsu delegation during the 2 sessions and delivered important remarks. He expressed his expectations for us to focus on developing new quality productive forces and high quality development, stay firm in our confidence and resolve, and show the greater responsibilities and make greater contribution to national development. We are now earnestly studying and implementing the guiding principles of his important remarks, as well as the Central Economic Work Conference and the 2 sessions. We will strive for more solid progress and take concrete steps to support the 2 establishings and deliver on the 2 upholds. First, we will consolidate and strengthen the momentum of economic recovery, seize the opportunities of a new round of large-scale equipment upgrading and the replacement of old consumer goods with new ones, continue to expand investment that generate good returns, unlock the potential of consumption, strengthen foreign trade, and shoulder greater responsibilities. Second, we will accelerate the building of important platforms for developing new quality productive forces, implement the action on strengthening basic research, build and make good use of the Suzhou Lab, Purple Mountain Laboratories, and other high-level innovation platforms, and strive to build Jiangsu into an industrial technology innovation center with global influence. Third, we will strive to build an advanced manufacturing base with global competitiveness, upgrade traditional industries, grow emerging industries, and foster future industries. We will build 10 national-level advanced manufacturing clusters to high standards and accelerate the building of a modern industrial system with advanced manufacturing as the backbone. Fourth, we will make greater efforts to advance both in-depth reform and high-standard opening up, focus on reforming key areas such as market-oriented allocation of production factors as well as investment and financing, and build Jiangsu into a two-way open hub with global appeal. Fifth, we will promote coordinated urban, rural, and regional development, advance the coordinated development of the Yangtze Economic Belt and the Yangtze River Delta, deepen the development of the 1+3 function zone. That means the city clusters, economic belts, economic zone, and also a metropolis, so as to enhance our leading role in fostering a new development paradigm. Six, we will steadily improve people's livelihood in the course of development, ensure both high-quality development and greater security, improve people's well-being from 7 aspects and give our people a growing sense of fulfillment, happiness, and security. Jiangsu bears the high hopes of General Secretary Xi Jinping. At every key moment, General Secretary Xi Jinping personally takes the pulse of the situation and guides our way forward. During his inspection tour to Jiangsu from December 13 to 14, 2014, he drew the blueprint for building a new Jiangsu that is prosperous, beautiful, and culturally advanced. This has guided our efforts to build a moderately prosperous Jiangsu. In November 2020, Jiangsu was given the glorious mission of striving to be a national pace setter in 3 aspects. In 2023, he asked us to continue building Jiangsu into a national pace setter in high-quality development in March, and in promoting Chinese modernization in July. General Secretary's requirements for Jiangsu are consistent and in step with the times, with a focus on modernization and high-quality development, as well as a sense of responsibility of building Jiangsu into a pace setter and making greater contributions. The people of Jiangsu are full of gratitude and determined to forge ahead. In building a new Jiangsu that is prosperous, beautiful, and culturally advanced, we will move from sketching the outline to filling in the details. A prosperous Jiangsu means that our GDP has grown by more than 6 trillion yuan. Up from 6.51 trillion yuan in 2014 to 12.82 trillion yuan in 2023. All the 13 prefecture-level cities were included in the top 100 cities, and there are 5 cities whose GDP is over 1 trillion yuan. Per capita disposable income increased from 27.2 thousand to 52.7 thousand yuan. Urban-rural income ratio was reduced to 2.07 to 1, making Jiangsu one of the provinces with the smallest urban-rural income gap. Revenues on rural collective construction land for commercial use per village exceeded 2.3 million yuan. A beautiful Jiangsu means that while our GDP almost doubled over the years, our energy consumption and carbon emission intensity per unit of GDP dropped by 26.4% and 30.9% respectively. Air quality reached grade 3 for 3 years running. The water bodies of the Jiangsu section of the mainstream of the Yangtze River have been kept at grade 2 for 6 consecutive years. Taihu Lake has seen no legal algal bloom in summer for 16 years in a row, with water quality and algae control hitting the best level in 16 years. A culturally advanced Jiangsu means that 13 prefecture-level cities have all become national model cities of civility. Experience of building cities of civilities in Zhangjiagang and of promoting cultural ethical progress in rural areas such as Mazhuang Village have exerted wide influence. Progress made in high-quality development has resulted in higher social civility in Jiangsu. Friends from the press, building a modern new Jiangsu that is prosperous, beautiful, and culturally advanced embodies General Secretary Xi Jinping's care and expectations for Jiangsu, and reflects the truth and practical nature of Xi Jinping's thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era. We will bear in mind his instructions, press ahead with resolve, become a national pace setter, and write a new chapter in this endeavor. Thank you. Thank you, Governor Xu. Now the floor is open for questions. Please identify your media affiliation before raising questions.
中区第3排东侧那位女记者。
谢谢主持人，许省长您好，我是中央广播电视总台央视的记者。刚才您也提到了，
As you mentioned, General Secretary Xi Jinping attended the deliberations of the Jiangsu delegation at this year's NPC session. He emphasized that Jiangsu, as a more developed province in the east, it needs to shoulder greater responsibilities and make greater contributions to national development. So how will Jiangsu do steps to accomplish that and consolidate and maintain the good momentum of economic recovery? Thank you. This year, we have set the target of economic growth of over 5%. Last year, our GDP growth is 5.8%, which is higher than the national average. And our contribution to the country's development has further increased. We will strive to maintain such momentum this year. We will firm up confidence and resolve, seize every opportunity, and work faster with clear goals in mind so as to make greater contribution to national development. Our top priority is to integrate the strategy of expanding domestic demand with efforts to deepen supply-side structural reform and better coordinate consumption and investment and promote sound economic flows. So first, we will increase investment that generates good returns. In 2023, investment contributes 34.1% to Jiangsu's GDP growth, and the manufacturing sector contributes 44.1%. We pay close attention to the leading role of major projects. As they will stimulate private investment. In the first 2 months, Jiangsu's industrial sector has increased by 9.6%. And we are also seeing a very positive trend, that is, the private investment has rebounded from last year. Last year, the growth was only 2.1%, while in the first 2 months of this year, it was 5.6%. This fully shows that the whole society has greater confidence in Jiangsu's development. And our country is now promoting large-scale equipment upgrading, which is a new growth point with huge investment. It is estimated that the demand of our province this year amounts to 900 billion yuan. So we have introduced the loan interest subsidies policy for the manufacturing sector with no delay, which means that the province will subsidize 1 percentage point for related equipment purchase and upgrading projects. And we also encourage city and county level governments to subsidize another 1 percentage points. That would be equivalent to 50% of the total cost. The first batch of our subsidies will total 30 billion yuan. Second, we will encourage more consumption. Consumption is the basis for economic growth. Last year, it contributes 79.8% of economic growth. And we have spent 200 million yuan of provincial financial funds for 2 2 consecutive years to promote consumption in green energy household appliances, and we will continue this policy this year. In the first 3 months, more than 2,600 consumption promotion events were held, and 510 million yuan of coupons and digital renminbi red envelopes were given out. During the Spring Festival, the booming culture and tourism market in Jiangsu accounted for almost 12% of the total national consumption, ranking first in the country. This year, the demand for the replacement of old consumer goods in Jiangsu amounts to about 70 billion yuan, and we are formulating policies and lists to support the replacement of old automobiles and home appliances, and we'll organize consumption promotion events so as to create more consumption scenarios with greater popularity and larger market. On foreign trade, Jiangsu's import and export last year were lower than expected, so we did some analysis so as to take more targeted measures accordingly. So, foreign trade in Jiangsu has grown for 3 quarters in a row. Cross-border e-commerce development is not adequate in our province. Last year, we developed an action plan for its high-quality development, offered training opportunities, and delivered sound effect, so the sector grew by 13.4% last year. This year, we will work to cultivate more than 110 provincial-level cross-border e-commerce industrial parks and 15 industrial belts. We've also promoted the merger and reorganization of 5 province-owned trading companies, including the Jiangsu Soho Holdings Group. After its reorganization, the total trade volume exceeded $11 billion. They are now striving for more global trade and greater growth. This year, we will strive to ensure that Jiangsu's trade will achieve positive growth. So, the sector grew by 13.4% last year, which is 7 percentage points higher than the national average. Jiangsu, as a more developed province in eastern China, has the confidence and ability to shoulder greater responsibilities and make greater contributions to the development of the country.
您好，经济日报记者提问。那么我们都知道，江苏呢是长三角一体化的重要一翼。
Jiangsu is an integral part to the Yangtze River Delta and the Yangtze Economic Belt, as well as the hub of the Belt and Road. What steps will Jiangsu take to serve the building of a new development paradigm and play its leading role as a more developed province in China? Over the years, Jiangsu has seized national strategic opportunities, given full play to industries with distinctive features, vigorously promoted the integration and interaction of the innovation, industrial, and supply chains, boosted innovation-driven development, and endeavored to contribute to the high-quality development of the country. Here, I would like to brief you on our plans for the future from 3 aspects. First, to build one center. It means to build Jiangsu into an industrial technology innovation center with global influence by deepening the integration of technological and industrial innovation across regions. We will strive for more breakthroughs in key and core technologies and the commercialization of scientific and technological achievements. For example, the Jiangsu Industrial Research Institute facilitates the application of scientific research in industries, following the idea of applying R&D in industries and turning technologies into goods. The institute has developed new ways of scientific research and combined appropriation with investment. In the past 10 years, it has undertaken more than 20,000 R&D services entrusted by companies, 5,000 national and provincial key research and development tasks, and cultivated 1,350 new innovation entities. forming a virtuous cycle of industrial development and scientific research, reinforcing each other. Second, to build one base. It means to strengthen, supplement, and extend the industrial chains of advanced manufacturing clusters to build Jiangsu into an advanced manufacturing base with global competitiveness. Jiangsu has a strong manufacturing industry which accounts for about 1/8 of the country's total and has complete industrial categories and chains. With the help of science and technology, we have built industrial chains into clusters and made some breakthroughs. Take FCMG Hanyun as an example. It developed the first domestic industrial internet platform, which has already served more than 80 professional fields, such as equipment manufacturing, and also digital and intelligent transformation was sped up, and network-based connectivity was improved, which brought multiplier effect to industrial connectivity and boosted smart, green, and integrated industrial development. Third, to build one hub. It means to leverage the combined effect of our location, opening up, and coordinated development to build Jiangsu into a two-way open hub with global appeal. We will accelerate the building of the Belt and Road Hub, support enterprises in bringing in and going out, so as to accumulate and allocate various domestic and international resources and elements and promote the formation of a new pattern of opening up. We will fully integrate into and serve the development strategies of the Yangtze Economic Belt and the Yangtze River Delta, strengthen synergy with other major regional strategies, and give better play to our leading role in driving regional and even national development. Thank you.
下个问题，第二排这位男士。
好，谢谢主持人。我是江苏省广播电视总台的记者。我想请问一下，就因为我也注意到啊，江苏今年的这个新春第一会，就专门聚焦了产业科技创新。
The focus of Jiangsu Province's first meeting in the year of the dragon is on industrial and technological innovation. What efforts will be made in this regard in the future?
谢谢你对江苏的关注。
Thank you for your
我们聚
attention
焦
on
产业
Jiangsu.
科技创新
We focus on industrial technological
锚
innovation,
定具有全球影响力
strive
这个
for
目标定位，
global influence,
重点做好科技创新和
and
产业创新，
lay special emphasis on science-tech innovation and industrial
形成
innovation.
以科技创新策源
We've become
产业
the
组织
source
先
of
导
science-tech innovation,
和资源要
forerunner
素
of
配置
industrial
等三大功
organization,
能，
and resource
在服务于
allocation,
国家高水平科技自
making
立
our
自
own
强上
contribution to
做出我
China's
们
high-level
江苏的贡
science-tech
献。
self-reliance.
那么我们重点从以下几个方面
Our
开
work
展工作：
is in the following
一是
fields.
要更高效
First,
地转化
higher
我
efficiency
们的科教资源。
in commercialization
江苏的科教
of
资源
science and
得天
education
独厚，
resources. Jiangsu
高
has
效，
unique science and
国家
education
创新型
resources,
城市，
ranking first
国家高
in
新区数量
China
均居全国第
in
一。
the number of universities,
我们与
national
中国科
innovative
学院、
cities, and national
中
high-tech
国工程
zones.
院等
We
国家
have
队
deepened strategic
深化了
cooperation
战略
with
合作，
the Chinese Academy of
吸引更多的
Sciences and the
创新
Chinese
资源
Academy of Engineering
布局
to
在江
attract
苏，
more resources to
发展在
come
江苏，
to and
成果
produce
转化
results
在
in
江
Jiangsu.
如
For
中科院
example,
苏州纳米所
in
成立18年
the
以
past
来，
18 years since its
以科技创新
establishment, the Suzhou
引领
Institute of
纳米产业的
Nanotechnology
创新
has
高
led
质量发
the
展。
innovative development
当
of the
前
nano
纳米的
industry,
产业规模跃占全国的
accounting for
30%以
about
左右。
30%
纳
of
米材
China's
料
nano
在生物医
industry.
药等功能性材料领域应用
It
在
is of
全国是领先的。
great
那么
importance
我们还将全
in
力服务于
the
国家
application
战略
biomedicine and
科技
other
力量、
industry. We will
创建
make all efforts to build China's strategic
国家
science-tech
区域
capacity,
高新技术的
establish
技术转移中心，
national and
布局
regional university
建设
technology
一期
transfer centers,
概念中心，
design and build a
让
batch
更多
of
的
proof
科技
of
成果
concept centers
从实验
to
室
bring more
走向
science-tech
生产
results
线，
from
实
laboratories
现
to production
产业
lines
化。
and to
那么二是
industrialization.
更有力地做强
Second,
我们的优质
greater
企业。
efforts to
江苏的
strengthen
企业有
high-quality
较强的
enterprises.
科创的基
Jiangsu
因，
provinces have science-tech
科技型
innovation
中
in
小
their
企业
DNA.
科创板的上市数
The
量
number of small and medium-sized
中继全国的
enterprises and
前
listed
列。
companies
我
on
们
the
培育
Science
的
and Technology Board ranks first in the
1474
country.
家国家
We've
专精科
cultivated
新小型企业
174 national
241家
specialized
制造业
companies
单项冠
and
军，
241
这些
champion
企业的主导
manufacturing
产品
enterprises,
在产业
with
链
their
的关键领
products
域
filling
实现了
gaps in
短板
key areas of
和
the
全
industrial
空
chain.
白的功能和作用。
For example, a robot production enterprise in Nanjing has maintained more than 10% of R&D investment for many years, worked for breakthroughs of core technologies such as servo systems and controllers, and has become domestic robot enterprise with the largest shipment for 4 consecutive years. We will further advance programs to cultivate and support enterprises and strive to build a strong innovation matrix of 200 leading enterprises, 15,000 specialized new enterprises, and 50,000 innovative small and medium-sized enterprises by the end of the 14th five-year plan. Third, higher effectiveness in gathering innovative talents. There are 1.17 million R&D personnel in Jiangsu right now. 65% of China's academicians and 40% of national-level talents are involved in innovation and entrepreneurship in Jiangsu. We will make good use of these precious resources, cultivate a talent reserve of basic research, build a provincial basic science center, explore and launch applied basic research special zones, and trigger more industrial innovation. At the same time, we will build with higher standard the National Graduate College for Engineers, recruit experts and professors to enterprises as executives or consultants, better integrate industry and education, train more craftsmen and highly skilled talents for our country, promote connection of interaction among industry, innovation, and talents so that more talents can emerge and make full use of their skills in Jiangsu.
谢谢。封面新闻记者提问：江苏有先进的制造业，发展新式生产力具备良好的
With its advanced manufacturing, Jiangsu has great condition and capacity to develop new quality productive forces. What are the next steps for Jiangsu to become a key player of new quality productive forces? General Secretary Xi said that Jiangsu is a key place to develop new quality productive forces. This is a major responsibility and a glorious mission for us. We will follow the principle of establishing before abolishing, adapting to local conditions, and giving tailored guidance to build an industrial science and technology innovation center with global influence, promote deep integration of technological innovation and industrial innovation. First, we will consolidate the foundation of basic research. We will start from our advantage of concerted efforts, concerted talents, universities, and industries, to cultivate more original innovation. Our Provincial Department of Finance has set a 2.48 billion yuan fund focusing on supporting laboratory system and basic research. It will be used to establish key laboratories in the country and conduct major research projects. Currently, we have 35 laboratories that are under construction, and this year we are striving to make it 40. This year, we will also set up a special zone for research and development based on resources of Nanjing University and Southeast University and other resources. We will establish 3 research centers in applied physics, applied mathematical science research center, and a synthetic biology research center to generate original creative forces. Second, we will prioritize industrial upgrading. We will greatly promote integrated and clustered development of strategic emerging industries, strive to foster future industrial system, and seize the initiative in new racetracks. On the other hand, we will promote the digital transformation, smart transformation, and network connectivity of manufacturing, expand the advantages of traditional industries. Compared with other provinces, we have traditional advantages in steel, chemical industry, and other traditional industries, which we will upgrade later. For example, in Suzhou, we have a traditional foundry company. Through digital transformation, it achieves 90% of automation degree in its smart workshop, with product customization reduced from 7 days to half a day. Its per capita productivity increased by 221%. The company also has led the establishment of a foundry industrial park, leading the green transformation of small and medium-sized traditional foundry companies, which helped them to realize digital and green transformation. Third, focus on enterprises to be the main player of innovation. Last year, we formulated an action plan to enhance innovation capacity of enterprises to support private companies to participate in major science-tech innovation. Last year, the number of newly established high-tech companies was 5,000, bringing the total number to 51,000. Newly established national specialized companies, 795. Totaling 1,474 within the period of validity, taking the lead in the country. We will study and introduce a number of policies to build an enterprise-led system of deep integration of industry, universities, and research institutes to raise the total number of high-tech companies to 55,000 and high-tech SMEs to 100,000 within this year. Only when enterprises do well in innovation can we elevate the whole productivity. Thank you.
谢谢主持人。中国日报记者提问：江苏是国家对外开放的前沿阵地。那请问江苏
is a frontier for national opening up. So what steps will Jiangsu take to promote higher standard opening up and building an open economy? We often say that Jiangsu grows itself from reform and opening up. Openness is a clear hallmark of Jiangsu. Our goal of high standard opening up is to build Jiangsu into a two-way open hub with global appeal. There are three keywords. First keyword is hub. Jiangsu is at the heart of the Belt and Road. To the west, our railway trains can reach Europe with 24 lines in stable operation. To the east, our ships can sail to major ports across the world. And more than 26,000 cargo vessels come and go from our ports each year. Jiangsu has become an important transit point for trade between Japan, the ROK, Southeast Asian countries, and Central Asia, and even Europe. Jiangsu is one of the provinces with the most complete manufacturing categories and industrial chain. The revenue of 6 industries, including machinery, electronics, light industries, and textile, exceeds 1 trillion yuan. And the proportion of the new trio accounts for 18.4% of the country's total export volume. It is also the biggest proportion. Jiangsu has a super-sized market, and its total domestic and international trade reached almost 10 trillion yuan. The annual port throughput alone exceeds 3.5 billion tons, and that of foreign trade goods exceeds 600 million tons, accounting for about 1/5 and 1/8 of the country's total, respectively. This has supported the domestic and international circulations of the country. On that basis, we will accelerate the building of Jiangsu into a hub of high standard opening up, of industrial and supply chains, and of domestic and international circulations. The second keyword is two-way opening up. In the past, Jiangsu mainly opened to the east with a focus on export and foreign investment, but now it is vigorously promoting both interconnected development between both the East and the West, between import and export, between bringing in and going global. At present, the ratio of foreign trade to provincial GDP is 40.9%. Emerging markets account for more than half of exports, and foreign enterprises and private enterprises account for roughly the same proportion of imports and exports. Development zones are the main front to promote two-way opening up. The 158 development zones above the provincial level are creating 50% of the province GDP and account for 80% of foreign investment and import and export. The Kunlin Industrial Park is contributing 1/7 of Jiangsu's total trade. Suzhou Industrial Park is known as the important window of China's reform and opening up. It will celebrate its 30th anniversary this year and further enhance openness and innovation. Over the past 5 years, since the Jiangsu Pilot Free Trade Zone was established, it has delivered 379 institutional innovation outcomes and is promoting openness and innovation of various sectors. The third keyword is global appeal. Jiangsu is active in exchanges with the outside world and is also one of the regions with the most intensive foreign investment. Jiangsu is also a hub for foreign investment, and we have witnessed investment from more than 400 foreign-funded companies. In recent years, those companies have scaled up their investment as a token of their confidence in Jiangsu. Altogether, they have set up 395 regional headquarters and functional institutions, and 293 R&D centers. The county-level city of Taicang is home to more than 500 German companies. Going forward, we will strengthen institutional opening up, attract more global capital, technology, and talent in Jiangsu, enhance our influence and voice, and build Jiangsu into an open economy of higher standards.
谢谢第一财经记者提问。刚才许省长也提到了，就是江苏有轻工、纺织、化工这些传统的优势产业。那么这些传统的产业在产业
Jiangsu has long-term advantages in light industry, textile, and chemical industry, but these traditional industries now feel many challenges in transformation. How will Jiangsu promote the upgrading of these traditional industries, and what measures will be taken in developing new industries and future industries? Thank you for your question. Jiangsu is a major manufacturer in the country. Its manufacturing industry covers all 31 categories with 6 major industries exceeding 1 trillion yuan. Jiangsu has 10 national advanced manufacturing clusters. The scale of integrated circuits, shipbuilding equipment, biomedicine ranks first in China. We will prioritize real economy and the building of a modernized industrial system, promote the development of high-end, smart, and green manufacturing to make our advantage more competitive and resilient. First, upgrade traditional industries. It is the fundamentals of our economy, accounting for over one-fifth of our revenue. We will renew traditional industries through digital and green technology. The Provincial Department of Finance specially arranged 200 million yuan of award and subsidy funds for old equipment renovation of chemical enterprises. Following the national policy of large-scale equipment renewal, we will implement policies such as providing loans at discount interest and special loans for technical transformation projects of industrial enterprises, and increase the proportion of advanced capacity in steel, petrochemical, building materials, and other industries. We are among the first to launch smart digital transformation in China. With an annual fund of 1.2 billion yuan provided by the province, 4 billion yuan by cities and counties, we have implemented about 50,000 renovation projects. This year, our digital transformation will fully cover all industrial enterprises above designated size. Second, develop emerging industries. Jiangsu has a complete industrial chain and strong supporting capacity. Taking new energy vehicles as an example, Jiangsu's output exceeded 1 million for the first time last year, covering the whole industrial chain, including original equipment, battery, motor, and electric control. Jiangsu's power battery production and sales ranked first in China. Changzhou City even covers 31 out of 32 key links of power battery production, and it is home to more than 3,000 upstream and downstream firms of the NEV industry. Such industrial clusters are not rare in Jiangsu's industrial layout. We will continue to consolidate and increase advantages of such clusters, leverage the guiding role of the over 300 billion yuan provincial fund, build strategic emerging industrial clusters with international competitiveness, and promote continuous industrial upgrading. Third, foster future industries. Jiangsu's future industrial subdivisions began to take shape. For example, Nanjing and Suzhou have been approved as the National Third-Generation Semiconductor Technology Innovation Center, taking the lead in mass production of the 6-inch silicon carbide power device technology. Our biological manufacturing industry revenue accounts for 15% of China, and our hydrogen energy industry has formed a complete industrial chain covering production, storage, transportation, processing, and application. We will actively explore AI plus manufacturing scenarios, establish a future industrial innovation system of cutting-edge technology, scenario application, and pilot areas, strengthen allocation of finance and talent, and other high-tech elements, and create new advantages in seizing tracks of economic development. Thank you.
谢谢主持人，我是来自长江日报的驻京记者。江苏呢，素来有鱼米之乡的美誉。
Jiangsu is known as a land of fish and rice, but we also know that the per capita arable land in Jiangsu is only half of the national average. So what steps has Jiangsu taken to ensure food production and also high yield of grain for many consecutive years? Thank you.
谢谢。我们马省省分管国农业，请马省省马云同志来回答这个。
We all know that Jiangsu is strong in industries, and so is it in agriculture. I'd like to share with you some figures.
第一组就是我们省的粮食面积连续14年稳定在8000万亩以上，总产连续10年稳定在700亿斤以上。
remained above 5.33 million hectares for 14 consecutive years. The output is about 35 billion kilograms for 10 consecutive years, and the per unit rice yield exceeded 600 kilograms, ranking first among main producing provinces. And also, Jiangsu, with only 3.2% of the country's arable land, contributed 5.5% of the country's grain production. Jiangsu, despite its largest population density, are self-sufficient in grain and can supply some for other provinces. General Secretary Xi Jinping commends our work by saying that it is no easy job for a coastal province in eastern China. So we mainly focus on the three following aspects. First, we adhere to the principle of ensuring good farmlands in terms of quantity, quality, and ecology. In the first 3 years of the 14th Five-Year Plan, governments at all levels in Jiangsu invested 28 billion yuan to build and upgrade 744,000 hectares of high-standard farmlands. In permanent basic farmlands, another 2.85 million hectares high-standard farmlands were added. Starting from this year, we will accelerate the information monitoring of high-standard farmlands in order to know their quantity, quality, production capacity, and operation status, and will include all high-standard farmlands in maps and databases. Second, we emphasize the importance of science and technology in increasing grain production, such as technologies for seeds and agricultural machinery. The contribution rate of agricultural science and technology progress exceeded 72.5%, and the mechanization rate of farming and harvesting reached 87.2%, both more than 10 percentage points higher than the national average. Since the launch of the 14th Five-Year Plan, 14 rice varieties have been included in the super rice list, accounting for 11% of the country's total. And improved varieties have contributed more than 45% to the increase in grain production. Third, we cultivated professionals good at growing grains. We took the lead in building new farmers' teams, such as the Yafu New Farmers Academy, which focuses on cultivating talent with a noble mind and a mastery of technology, as well as operation and management experience. In recent years, we saw a number of role models, such as Wei Qiao, who was awarded for grain plantation. They encouraged more new farmers to make their contribution to agricultural development. Going forward, we will implement a 3-year action plan for per unit crop yield, improve the quality of all factors including land, seeds, techniques, machinery, and production methods, and take targeted measures to increase the yield of rice, wheat, corn, and other grains, and strive to achieve a balanced increase in grain production and output. Thank you.
请继续提问。中区第2排那位男士。
谢谢主持人，我是新华日报记者。我了解到呢，去年的太湖水质达到了2007年，水质指标达到了2007年以来的最好水平。
My question is about the water quality of Taihu. Its water quality has reached its record best last year. So, what steps has Jiangsu taken to treat the Taihu Lake, and what plan it has for the future treatment? Jiangsu is responsible for making Taihu Lake more beautiful. Since 2007, our provincial government has invested 30 billion yuan in total and encouraged more than 300 billion yuan of financial investment at all levels and across society, and implemented about 8,000 projects. In about 15 years, the ecological environment there has been significantly improved. Last year, the total phosphor and nitrogen concentration was 0.052 and 1.09 milligram per liter, which is the best record since 2007. They are down by 48.5% and 61.2% respectively from 2007. The lake was rated as good quality for the first time by the Ministry of Ecology and Environment last year. In the next 10 years, we will advance a new round of treatment of Taihu Lake and turn it into a world-class ecological and innovative lake region. The treatment of lake is a very difficult issue. Taihu Lake is a large, shallow lake. It has very great population density. It covers less than 20% of the provincial area, but it feeds 30% of the population and contributes more than 40% of the economy. So it is extremely difficult for the conservation of the Taihu Lake. And it is not just a technical issue, but also about development philosophy and model. In the new round of treatment, we will adopt a holistic approach, shift our focus from the lake itself to the upstream, make meticulous efforts in the water quality, and pay greater attention to banks. We will follow closely the 40 key rivers in the basin, put in place policies tailored to each and every river, and promote industrial transformation, pollution reduction, and ecological restoration at the same time. For example, surrounding the Gehu Lake and Tahu Lake in the upper stream, 4,350 high-polluting enterprises were asked to improve their performances. Emission of major pollutants were reduced by 1,269 tons, and 2,000 hectares of stock construction land was put into use. We place equal emphasis on reducing pollution and increasing capacity. We are establishing phosphorus accounts in 20,000 companies with phosphorus emissions. The proportion of urban wastewater collected grew at an annual rate of 5%. 49 million square meters of sludge were dredged, which is the size of another 70 slender West Lake in Yangzhou. This round of treatment will aim to dredge another 30 million square meters of sludge, which will effectively reduce pollution. We will promote new afforestation, return fishery into lake, cultivate underwater forests, and continue to expand ecological capacity. We will work to promote harmony between people and the lake, build a beautiful Jiangsu, and support its green development with a Taihu Lake that enjoys better ecological environment, higher quality development that speaks to the new quality productive forces. We believe that through our continuous efforts, the Taihu Lake will set a fine example for the thorough treatment of shallow lakes with permanent effects. Thank you.
下一个问题，好，第二排那位女士。
谢谢发言人。央广网记者提问：我们知道江苏省江河湖海。
In Jiangsu, there are rivers, lakes, and the ocean, including the Yangzhou Ancient Canal, with a long history of water transportation, and the Taicang Port, a major port for foreign trade. Going forward, how will Jiangsu leverage its advantage to further improve water transportation?
问题我来回答。大家看看地图啊，能了解到江苏是全国唯一一个。
You can see that Jiangsu is the only province in China endowed with major rivers, lakes, and the ocean. So we have unique advantages in water transportation. Recently, the CPC Jiangsu Provincial Committee and Jiangsu Provincial Government held a meeting on water transportation and initiated a 3-year action plan starting from this year. The focus is to make water transportation more distinctive. Further reduce logistics cost across the society. The cost of water transportation is greener. It is low compared with railway and highway transportation. So it is the most opportune for us to improve water transportation. First, we focus on inland waterways. Jiangsu has inland waterways of 24,000 kilometers, accounting for 1/5 of the country's total. Its millage, network density, high-grade water millage all rank first in the country. We now prioritize construction of level 2 water channels. Probably, Jiangsu is the only province in China to build a network of level 2 water channels, which refers to channels for the smooth transport of over 2,000 tons of ships. We will upgrade the waterway capacity of South Jiangsu section of the Grand Canal. And promote the coordinated development of multimodal transport, including railway, highway, and water transportation. By 2025, the length of level 2 and above water channels will reach about 1,100 kilometers. Yangtze River trunk line across the east and west. Beijing-Hangzhou Canal through the north and south will be formed. With level 2 channels. Currently, Suqian and Huai'an and other inland cities have benefited from these projects and have attracted investment so that our industries can achieve development throughout the province. In Huai'an alone, there are 10 billion industrial projects under construction. Second, on ports along the Yangtze River and inland rivers. Jiangsu section of the Yangtze River bears more than 70% of the river's total freight volume and is a veritable golden waterway. As the largest port along the river, Taicang Port handled 8.04 million TEU of containers last year, ranking first along the river for 14 years in a row. The small river port has now become a major hub. We will seize the opportunity of integrated development of the Yangtze River Delta, enhance the port linkage between the port of Shanghai and Taicang Port, and interactions between the port of Ningbo and the port of Taicang, elevate container capacity to 10 million TEUs as soon as possible, promote its transformation to logistics and trade port, and forge an important north wing of Shanghai International Shipping Center and a demonstration of multimodal transport in the Yangtze River Delta. Third, on coastal ports, Lianyungang boasts the only 300,000-ton waterway in Jiangsu, and one of the few pairs in the country that can dock 400,000-ton ore ships. In 2023, the Lianyungang Express transported over 100,000 TEU containers, up by nearly 50%. 7 provinces in central and eastern and western China have cooperated with Lianyungang. Last year, Lianyungang operated 806 China-Europe freight trains, an increase of 10.7%, and we are now advancing unmanned port operations and digital empowerment, facilitating customs clearance, and constantly strengthening support for central and western regions. Central Asian regions also lay great importance on Lianyungang. Last year, during my overseas visit, I met with their leaders who said to me that they have been to Lianyungang for 5 times, but they haven't been to Nanjing, showing their great emphasis laid on Lianyungang. Employment is the most basic component of the people's well-being. Now we are in the job hunting season for college graduates. What measures will Jiangsu take to attract college graduates? College graduates are talent resources and precious resources. We have many universities in Jiangsu, and we have over 160 universities in Jiangsu. It is estimated that this year we will have more than 730,000 college graduates. We've always valued education, cherished talents, and spared no effort in attracting college graduates.
First, we have large employment capacity. Since last year, 9.5 million jobs have been posted on our public employment service platform. 1.38 million new urban jobs were created, accounting for more than 1/10 of the country's total. Large employment capacity has laid the foundation for attracting college graduates. We will hold special job fairs and organize all kinds of online and offline recruitment activities to bring our job opportunities to the vast number of college graduates. Second, we have increased job supply. In recent years, Jiangsu has not only grown traditional industries with strong employment-absorbing capacity, but also cultivated advanced industrial clusters. With the cultivation of strategic emerging industries and the layout of future industries, we have created many positions. For example, software and information services in Nanjing, biomedicine industry in Suzhou, and new energy industry in Changzhou have created diverse positions with high technical content and high added value of human resources. In recent years, more than 1 million high-quality jobs have been released so that college graduates can come to Jiangsu to apply their knowledge and find their own positions. Third, we have high-quality service. College graduates who have just left school need policy support and employment services the most. Places in Jiangsu have introduced sincere policy packages such as talent stations, job interview subsidies, living subsidies, house purchase vouchers, and so on. We will further connect the needs of industries and enterprises with the expectations of students, continue to optimize support policies for college graduates, provide them with more services, including vocational training, exchange projects, and so forth, so that they can stay and settle down in Jiangsu. I want to take this opportunity to send an invitation to all the college graduates in China. You are warmly welcomed to choose Jiangsu to pursue your dreams and create the future amid Jiangsu's prosperous, beautiful, and culturally advanced modernization.
谢谢。南方财经21世纪经济报道记者提问。我们注意到，近年来，
In recent years, Jiangsu has introduced many policies and measures to optimize business environment through market supervision, government services, and so forth. What are future measures to continue constructing a first-class business environment?
谢谢，这个问题我来回答。
As an eastern developed region and an economically advanced province, we have advantages in a solid industrial foundation, rich science and education resources, and a huge market. We have a good business environment. For 5 consecutive years, Jiangsu has been recognized as the province with best business environment. Business environment is about many components. For example, we have a complete industrial base. Our manufacturing industry covers all 31 categories with added value accounting for 14.1% of China and 4% of the world. It is one of the provinces with the most manufacturing categories, most complete industrial chain, and most complete supporting facilities. Taking power batteries as an example, we have fully covered the industrial chain. More than 70% of the supporting facilities can be found in our province. Second, we have sufficient funds. Last year, 2.93 trillion yuan of new local and foreign currency loans were issued, ranking first in the country for 2 consecutive years. This year, provincial and municipal finance and state-owned assets jointly set up a strategic emerging industry fund cluster with more than 100 billion yuan, which will be put into use pretty soon.
Jiangsu also has abundant talent resources, with 168 universities, 2.62 million college students, more than 1.17 million R&D personnel. In total, we have over 14 million talents in terms of human resources. Now we have money and we have talents. The quality of education, medical care, elderly care, and other basic public service continues to improve. We are expanding quality medical resources, strengthening supply of quality educational resources, and building more good schools and hospitals in the neighborhood. When it comes to business environment, we are now improve our environment in terms of policy, market, government, rule of law, and culture, and strive to build an ideal place for entrepreneurs and innovators. We will create a more favorable policy environment. At the beginning of last year, Jiangsu was among the first in China to launch 42 measures to stimulate the economy. We later introduced 28 supplementary measures and took multiple actions to ease burdens of companies, accounting for 218.5 billion yuan of tax reduction and refund, fee cuts, and deferred payments. This year, we will make more government services accessible online and to make more favorable policies for companies to be applied for and enjoyed conveniently. They do not need to apply specifically, but they can enjoy the policies directly. We will honor our commitment, keep in mind the needs of companies, and deliver on our promises. At the same time, we will build a more internationalized investment environment. Last year, Jiangsu's actual use of foreign investment ranked first in China. Its share in the country further increased in the first 2 months of this year. We've formulated measures such as ensuring the national treatment of foreign invested enterprises and facilitating residence of foreign employees. For example, Wuxi took the lead in systematically drawing out 10 measures to facilitate foreigners coming to the city, covering 6 scenarios, including entry and exit, payment, consumption, business and work, residence and travel, education, and medical care. We will continue to keep up with high-standard international trade rules and further implement regulations on promoting and protecting foreign investment to make Jiangsu one of the most attractive and competitive investment destinations in the world. This is the last question, and hereby I want to say that in this beautiful spring, you are welcomed to visit Jiangsu, to walk around and look around, to learn more about Jiangsu Province and tell our stories to more people. Thank you. Thank you, all of the speakers. Thank you, friends from the media. This is the end of the press conference. Thank you all.